Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored to welcome you all to Just Global's B2B Marketer's Guide to International Growth event today. Over the past year, Google and Just Global have been strengthening their partnership to provide the world's leading international growth strategy and services for Just Global clients. Just Global is now one of Google's very first certified international growth agencies. This designation provides Just Global clients with exclusive access to Google's very best data, tools, and services. And we're looking forward to showing you everything that's in store for you and your business today. Our intention for our time together is to show you how to best capitalize on the new Google Just Global International Growth Partnership. I'm going to quickly run you through our agenda, and then we can get started. We'll begin with hearing from me. I'll be sharing Google's point of view on the international growth opportunity and how recent trends and changes in B2B decision-maker behavior makes now an ideal time to consider expanding your international footprint and capitalizing on the present opportunity. I'll then be turning things over to Just's CEO, Brandon Friesen, who'll be talking about the post-pandemic new normal and how Just Global is adapting to meet the needs of B2B brands in 2021. Following Brandon, we'll turn things over to Blair Naylor, Just's Vice President, who will be discussing the operational hurdles inherent to international growth and how to overcome them. We'll then be closing by hearing from Aaron Davis, the head of search at Just Global, who's going to be sharing their agency's approach to international growth advertising. And with that, let's start with me and Google's point of view on the international growth opportunity. I first off wanted to say a big thank you to my incredible partners at Just Global for putting on today's event. My name is Matt Herrick, and I am the head of the Google Agency International Growth Program. I've been at Google going on 3 years now, and I've been in the international growth space for 7. In the second half of 2020, Google decided to create the Google Agency International Growth Program and chose me to lead it. Google's decision to create and fund this program was due to many years of robust data showing that international growth was far outpacing domestic growth for both our own company and a majority of our advertisers. We observed that companies who advertised outside of their home markets grew exponentially faster than those who advertised domestically. COVID-19 and the events of 2020 only accelerated these trends. We saw that advertisers with an established international footprint not only were able to weather 2020, but they thrived and grew exponentially more in 2020 than in previous years. We observed that international growth advertising was not only incremental for our advertisers, it also future-proofed these businesses, enabling a healthy diversification of growth markets that could help businesses grow at scale and weather future contingencies. Google decided that the best way to support our advertisers in adopting international growth was to enable our very best agency partners with all of the necessary resources to take their clients international. My program launched in October of 2020, and we now work with a highly select number of Google's top agency partners. We support these agencies in providing their clients with the world's very best international growth offerings and services. We provide our agency partners with proprietary tools, data, and resources so that they can support their clients' international growth initiatives in the most comprehensive, holistic, and profitable ways possible. Google has many agency partners, but when it came time to deciding whom to invite into this program, it was a no-brainer. Just Global was at the top of our list. Just Global is now a premium Google export partner, and through this partnership, every single Just Global client has access to the world's best resources to support their global expansion initiatives. Let's talk a little bit about how Google stumbled into the international growth space. It's hard to believe, but Google was founded almost 22 years ago. At that time, in approximately 1998, only 5% of the world's population had internet access. Compare that with today, and over 62% of the world's population is online. In fact, there are over 4.8 billion people online today. This growth has represented an incredible global opportunity for Google and its advertisers. Over these last 22 years, Google has grown into a multinational company that engages with people in every country on Earth on a daily basis. We have 8 properties with over 1 billion monthly active users apiece. We work with advertisers on every corner of this planet and communicate with users and advertisers alike in over 200 languages. This scale and reach has enabled us to weather the storms of last year and come out stronger than ever before. Now, this same global scale and reach is available to any Google advertiser who wishes to leverage it. Those who did were resilient and grew faster than those who stayed within the confines of their home markets. But for any business advertising on Google, know this: the opportunity is just waiting to be tapped. 35% of clicks for US businesses came from places outside of the United States. This 35% stat was actually measured right before the pandemic took off in early 2020. Anecdotally, it's significantly higher now. This is because COVID was an accelerant. Any trend that existed prior to 2020 was vastly accelerated by the pandemic because COVID forced businesses and human interaction in general to go all digital. Unfortunately, there was no other choice. Jason Spiro is the Vice President of Performance Media at Google. He's pretty much our oracle when it comes to predicting trends and how the advertising space will follow suit. This is one of my very favorite Jason quotes from last year. Jason says, "We have experienced 10 years of change crammed into 6 months." I could not agree with Jason more. We can see this change most prominently in the rush to digital. When people were confined to their homes and prevented from seeing people commuting into the office, going to restaurants, or shopping inside physical stores, people had no other choice other than to adapt to a digital-first lifestyle. We learned to work from home and have our meetings on Zoom. Our parents and grandparents learned how to FaceTime. Every date night became a combination of Netflix and DoorDash. And I know that for me personally, I took out my stress some days in the form of shopping online or trying to convince Google to purchase Slack for us. Sometimes at the end of a very stressful day in 2020, I'd pour myself a glass of wine, open my computer, and start shopping for those yoga pants that I would be subsequently wearing for the following 6 months. Apparently, I wasn't alone in my habit. As we can see here from Professor Scott Galloway's new book, Post-Corona, this chart shows that in the early phases of the pandemic, online sales grew as much in 8 weeks as it had in a decade before the pandemic. The whole world was forced into a digital-first world with a sudden ferocity when COVID was declared a pandemic last spring. And 15 months later, we're still working from home, and the light at the end of the tunnel is still many months away. This is 15 months. and they say that a new behavior takes only 30 days to create. So on the topic of new behaviors, I'll say this. The trend towards digital has been years in the making. However, the events of the past 7 months have greatly accelerated the rate of digital consumption. More people are online in every corner of the world than ever before, and consumer behavior is changing in ways that we could have never before anticipated. I've got two eye-popping stats that I just want to briefly share with you. When Google was looking at peak streaming hours, specifically when people were choosing to stream from Netflix or Hulu, it came as a shock to see that peak streaming hours were on weekdays from approximately 6 a.m. to 12 o'clock noon. Now, since we're talking about B2B today, I'll say this. When it comes to tech B2B, purchasing evaluation videos, when folks go online, get on YouTube and start checking out a software product or another service or product they intend to purchase for their business, we were seeing that these folks were watching these tech B2B evaluation videos at 1 a.m. on weekends. That's when peak B2B tech evaluation video watching was happening. Just from these examples alone, we see that consumer behavior has been inverted, completely turned on its head in the past 15 months. It's just incredible to see. Now, as we saw earlier, COVID and the mad rush towards digital caused 10 years of change to happen in the first 8 weeks of the pandemic. We can see this high velocity change also occurring in the lead generation and tech B2B space as well. As COVID prevented people from physically congregating, Google's lead gen and tech B2B advertisers had to get very clever around how to engage their prospects and clients. They could no longer rely upon tentpole customer conferences like Dreamforce, nor could they send out their sales team to in-person meetings or expense account power lunches. Tech B2B was forced to go all digital. More so than many industries, tech B2B was agile and nimble in this adaptation. Digital lead generation platforms like Google, supplemented with virtual events like this, enabled our B2B advertisers to grow despite the pandemic. In fact, in this year, 2021, we see that 72% of B2B marketers say that virtual events drive ROI greater than or equal to in-person events, and that 68% of B2B marketers plan to increase their budgets by 10% or more this year. So, with all of this change and excitement and the trends towards digital, what does this all mean for international growth advertising? The drive towards digital has caused more people to be online more than ever before in the history of the world. And with online sales rising and B2B advertisers forced to go all digital, there has never been more competition to capture eyeballs and attention online. Competition is increasing as digital becomes the primary and only means of engaging consumers these days. So the question becomes, how can you continue to grow and grow efficiently and profitably as competition ramps up? How can brands also engage consumers and tech B2B decision makers who are growing more jaded and elusive? After all, consumers have been online for 100% of the time for the past 15 months, and we're all getting jaded. The answer is going international. Going global is going to allow your brand to reach new consumers who are already expressing demand for products and services like yours. Going global allows you to enter into high demand markets that have lower competition than the US, and therefore lower advertising costs. Going global allows you to diversify and future-proof your business. Should anything, God forbid, happen to the US again, you'll have well-developed markets to backfill your growth and volume from, padding your business from future unforeseen circumstances. And lastly, going global allows you to gain invaluable knowledge and experience as you figure out how to offer your services internationally and adapt your product and your websites and your landing pages to new non-English speaking consumers. You're going to learn how to better manage your partners and create more streamlined and efficient processes that'll affect your bottom line. As your B2B tech business figures out, let's say, how to enter into the Japanese market, you're going to be developing nuances in your go-to-market strategy that can broaden your product's appeal to a wider and wider audience. So, for Google, understanding the global opportunity, scaling quickly, and capturing growth has been at the heart of our success. And we fully believe that if you lean into the international opportunity and do what it takes to develop your marketing tactics accordingly, you will be successful. The Google International Growth Team was created seeing both this need and the large international demand for products and services. 6 years ago, we started off by building a team with language translation capabilities and experience in international markets, because cultural nuance is so important to success. We then quickly realized that customers and B2B decision makers have not just marketing challenges, but also needed to solve operational barriers to truly succeed. In order for companies to succeed, they need help launching payment solutions, customer support teams, customized localization initiatives, as well as CX initiatives that are tightly tailored to the needs of local consumers and decision makers around the world. Google and I are here to partner with Just Global and impart all of our skills, best practices, and value-added services onto you, Just Global's clients, so that you can also benefit and reap from the effects of going global. So, as I close, I just want to touch upon what I had mentioned earlier. Google's decision to create the International Growth Program was due to the trends that we've been observing for many, many years. COVID and the events of 2020 exponentially accelerated these trends, especially around international growth. Even though Google is a very large multinational company, we could not reasonably assist every advertiser of ours directly anymore with their international growth initiatives. The demand is currently too great, and we therefore had to make the decision to create this program and endow a highly select number of Google's top agency partners with all of our tools, strategies, services, and resources. Google works with hundreds, perhaps even thousands of agencies. And when it came time to decide which agency would be one of our very first inaugural international growth partners, the decision was clear and very easy. Just Global was at the top of my list. Since inviting Just Global to partner with us, I have been continuously impressed by this team's business acumen, mastery of paid digital, and their integrated approach. I work side by side with this team and can vouch for their abilities to grow their clients and drive customer success. It has been an honor to work with Just Global, strengthening our partnership between our two firms and driving customer success on behalf of Just clients. I can say with certainty that if you're a Just Global client, you are in incredibly good hands. With that being said, I'm now very, very excited to hand off the mic and let you hear from the Just Global team. And with that, you're going to now be hearing from the CEO of Just Global, Brandon Friesen. Thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good day.
Thanks for kicking us off, Matt. And hi, everyone. My name's Brandon Friesen, and I'm the CEO of Just Global. Our team is really excited to share best practices today around approaches to international growth in marketing. And we all know it because we're living it. The world right now is really changing at an unprecedented pace. This is everything from how we all work together to how we all engage as human beings and in our daily lives. You know, one thing we've seen is this globalization of shared human experiences. And yet you look around the world and we still see a lot of pandemic disparity. But where we are seeing light at the end of the tunnel, what's emerging is this hyper focus on personal evolution coming out of this isolation. And what's pretty cool is the globalization of technology is actually enabling this hybrid, you only live once world. This is the world that we're all living in. And in this world, your global brand values, the positioning of your brand globally, and how you drive performance for your brand at a global level, this all matters more than ever. You know, we're a global B2B agency, and so we have the pleasure of working with dozens and dozens of the largest and highest growth B2B brands in the world. We sit in the middle of it all, and we see a lot of different viewpoints. I was recently speaking with the head of APAC marketing at a $13 billion B2B tech brand. We work with them in both North America and EMEA. And yet for her and her APAC marketing team, she says, hey, it's great to know about what the other regions are doing, but all our APAC team really cares about is hitting our own goals in region. And that's all that matters. And I thought, you know, that's interesting, but also very limiting potentially. You know, on the other end of the spectrum, and I think where we see a lot of the trends is we have a number of clients who are continuing to align their global teams in a much more centralized marketing organization. You know, they're sparking up centers of excellence that's helping to drive this global growth around the world. Now, the challenge here is getting regional marketers to buy in to the global model, yet ensuring that in-region, you know, the in-country teams can act as a voice for those in-country nuances. For example, the marketer sitting in Germany, while they may not truly have an understanding of audiences of an audience in, say, Korea, where, by the way, a local marketer in APAC can help, but what they can all do is adhere to common global strategies, global processes, best practices, and go-to-market approaches. So this really is about the old adage of thinking globally, yet acting locally. And in fact, our agency, Just Global, we were born during this time of change and to help marketers centralize global marketing strategies, yet adhere to these local nuances and executional needs. You know, we purpose-built the agency to deliver unified marketing solutions in media, data, analytics, creative, across 2 hemispheres, 4 continents, 9 time zones. And our goal is to tap into the emotional human side of buyers, but yet use this to drive performance to create devoted lifetime customers. We call it the emotion to devotion equation, right? But, you know, I'll tell you this, one thing we know for sure is that the need for a global brand presence, the need for a global brand presence to power performance and increase customer lifetime value has never been greater. So now is a great time for B2B brands to invest into new markets, to unlock new opportunities, and to think global and act local. And with that, Just Global's very own Blair Naylor and Aaron Davis are going to share some great tips and discuss why you want to continue to invest in international growth, and also share some tools and very specific recommendations on how you can scale your marketing activity internationally. I know you'll find the advice really valuable. So thanks for all of you for attending, and really looking forward to the day when we can all meet in person. All right, cheers everybody.
Hello, everyone. I'm Blair Naylor, Vice President, Group Account Director at Just Global, and I'm going to set the stage for the why today. Why should you look to expand your markets? What the operational hurdles that are out there, and how, by working with Just Global and Google, will not only help you activate your growth strategy and overcome those operational hurdles, but ultimately increase your marketing performance and conversions. I think the main question organizations jump to when looking to expand their marketing footprint is not, should I do it, but how do I do it? There are a lot of unknowns when expanding globally. What markets should you enter into? What resources do you need in order to do it successfully? And what operational optimizations are going to be a top priority for your company? As an elite partner of Google, Just Global has access to their international growth program, which has a premier set of tools that is going to help our clients gain a global view of their markets and also activate upon those new revenue opportunities. So let's start with the why. Why invest? Why invest in international growth? I think the most obvious is new revenue streams. By taking your business globally, you get access to a much larger base of customers. So even if you have already saturated your market domestically, finding incremental growth opportunities abroad is going to continue to help your business grow and hit your OKRs. Competitive advantage. I think we all know that maintaining a competitive advantage is extremely important, and global expansion is necessary for companies to remain competitive in their space. And then there is future proofing. We need to diversify our business beyond mature markets. We need to open new regions for growth. By opening new regions for growth, your revenue sources can become more stable. If your domestic activity slows, your expanded business opportunities can be growing. And as you continue to expand, you're going to win new customers. You'll ultimately improve your marketing performance and increase customer lifetime value. If any of these are part of your company's goals, then global expansion will be an essential part of your growth strategy. And Just Global and Google, we know the why. We know the strategic reasons why companies want to internationalize their business. From growing your business to new heights, the economies of scale expanding globally can reduce your costs. Both labor and materials are much lower. Diversifying your portfolio, the importance of having that competitive advantage, especially with the ever-growing B2B market space, as well as the enhanced knowledge and experience you gain by expanding into other markets. And it's important to work with a partner who understands these reasons. But behind each one of those reasons, there are friction points. There are the operational hurdles. And these are the things that are keeping many companies from continuing with their market expansion. How do I know what markets my business should invest in? How do I prioritize operational endeavors to create maximum efficiency? What are the foundational products needed to succeed? How is my brand received globally? And also, how does my business work with an agency on our international growth journey? Throughout the training today, we hope to teach you some of these methods for answering the questions, because Just Global and Google, we can help you in each one of these areas and give your organization the confidence you need to succeed internationally and continue to expand upon your international journey in the years to come. So, as your global footprint grows, so do your challenges. If you are focused on a single market, your performance can remain relatively consistent. However, the moment you add new markets, new complexities, your performance is going to be impacted by these challenges. And some of the challenges our B2B brands are facing today are like translation. What assets need to be translated? How many languages do we need? What languages should be prioritized? Payment methods, working with different currencies, getting talent on the ground. What is the recruitment method? And all the legal hoops you have to jump through that vary from market to market can also be extremely overwhelming. Customer service, taxation, 83% of brands face at least one of these serious operational issues. So now that we've addressed the why and we've looked at each operational hurdle, here's how you can utilize your agency on your journey to international growth. Because at Google and Just Global, we bring not only our in-house expertise on business operations, but it's also paired with a strong global partner ecosystem. My friend Erin's going to walk you through Market Explorer in a little bit and show you the tools that are a part of this premier suite of this premier program, the International Growth Program, that are meeting some of these operational hurdles head on, from localization, payments, customer experience, and logistics. So together, by working with Google and Just Global, we can make your customer experience even better, which will ultimately boost performance and conversions. And this is relevant to organizations no matter where they are on their journey. You could either be in the transformational corner or in the incremental corner. Are you looking to add new markets, or are you looking to increase your investment in the current markets you are currently in? So again, this is relevant no matter where you are on your growth journey. And how will we support your brand? We're going to diagnose key operational challenges impacting market performance and offer an integrated strategic solution catered to your company in the markets that make the most sense for you to tap into. You get direct access to preferred partners for payments, logistics, localization, and customer experience, as well as the knowledge transfer. Through the International Growth Program with Google, you get a dedicated consultant session, which is meant to support B2B tech brands, as well as help you build your in-house capabilities. And with that, I'll hand it over to Erin. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron Davis, and I'm a supervisor for search here at Just Global. Today, I'm going to be discussing our integrated strategies for international growth and how our partnership with Google has provided us with the tools and resources to help our clients continue to grow at a global scale. These are some of the tools and resources that Just Global has at our disposal, thanks to our partnership with Google. Market Finder is used to identify new potential markets for our clients. This tool allows us to identify top recommended markets for applicable business categories. With Market Finder, we can see potential for expanding into international growth opportunities with operational and information insights on different locations, demographics across the globe. With Market Explorer, this is probably my favorite tool that we have at our disposal, and likely the most important tools that we have as well. We're able to get an even more in-depth market analysis by category and identify opportunities in areas you may not have previously considered. We'll get a closer look at Market Explorer in some of our following slides. But first, as B2B marketers, it's important for us to ask the right questions about your business so that we can focus on the areas for our lead gen campaigns. Some of our clients may have a great international strategy already in place, and others may be struggling to find a way to branch out internationally and may be a little apprehensive about some of the logistics and hurdles that international growth presents. Then there are some clients who may find themselves somewhere in between. Regardless of where you are in the process, Just Global is able to help nurture that international growth process. What do your growth plans look like in the next 3 years? How does your decision-making process work? Do you have sales team in each of your foreign markets that you operate? And is the performance evaluated the same as it is in the US and in those foreign markets? Or is the software or service available in English or any other language that you're looking to branch out into? These are some of the areas and few questions that we may ask our clients to help identify the roadblocks that you may have so that we can provide the right services and for whatever your needs may be. At Just Global, we do understand the challenges that B2B tech brands are facing in 2021. We've seen global search volume for B2B enterprise technology keywords increase by 36% year over year. My key takeaway from this chart is simply the volume increase of global searches in the past year. For example, we know that the Australia region has been one of the largest drivers in increased CPCs, up over 300% in the past year. So how can we identify areas such as this? You may also be wondering, what areas did we see search volume decrease? We can get answers to those questions and more by Market Explorer. This tool allows us to see the level of interest and demand various B2B categories in a specific region and what the expected growth opportunities are in these regions. Market Explorer also allows us to compare potential costs in different regions and categories to power insights and decision-making on where marketing budgets will be most efficiently spent and provide the most opportunity for our return. It also provides us with the location and demographic information, such as spoken languages and preferred purchase methods, Market Explorer has a wide variety of ways for us to look at international growth opportunities. Everything from category demand and interest by country to demographic and cost information. Market Explorer gives us the ability to deep dive into country-specific historical traffic by category, device, and demographic. At Just Global, we understand that B2B buying has changed in 2021. Once the COVID-19 crisis hit, emotions have started to play a much larger role for B2B decision makers. 70% of B2B buyers say that emotional consideration is equally, if not more important than rational when making their purchases. And over 80% of B2B marketers agree that it's important to build strong brands and tell that brand story. With the emphasis of building strong brands, we also have seen a shift in how our clients have moved their resources during the pandemic. There have been increased investments in new automation, capabilities, and data integration so that we can track a user's path to conversion and optimize towards similar users. In addition to branching out into new geographic areas, offline conversion tracking presents a way for us to identify qualified leads within our client CRM. We can take this data that's not personally identifiable, of course, and use it to power automated bidding strategies for our search campaigns. CMOs are also seeing the benefits of using better customer-facing digital interfaces like YouTube and other social channels. This leads me to my next slide, which shows the importance of expanding into other channels. 54% of B2B marketers are actively increasing the number of channels in their mix. At Just Global, we've seen this increase in our clients and the use of display and online video, specifically with YouTube. With that said, video has been a key driver for B2B influencer marketing. Recorded and live video content is growing among B2B brands. Video content sites such as YouTube are being used more and more by business professionals when researching for products and services. Our partnership with Google has also presented us with the ability to deliver an end-to-end internationalization service to help our clients and customers expand into their business internationally. Our partnership has also allowed us to help our clients plan where their next big opportunity lies by analyzing the market trends, demand, and consumer behavior thanks to global reach, data, and in-depth market analysis that we share. We can also help our clients by building out their international expansion. We are in a position of building out a go-to-market strategy as we have created a partnership ecosystem including the know-how, technology, and localization of payments, international logistics, and customer care. For the most companies, they think that we can bring in the agency during the fourth stage so that we can just carry out the advertising and marketing solutions. However, here at Just Global, we can now help beyond that, identifying opportunities in Market Explorer, competitive analysis, operational insights and consultations, as well as providing case studies on the advertising and measurement attribution that we do on a regular basis. With Google's global business solutions, we can start focusing on addressing the primary needs of roadblocks our clients face with international expansion. Concerns about logistics, international payment methods, landing page localization and ad copy translation, as well as general customer experience. We know a lot of our clients may struggle with improving these areas, and we're here to help. Just Global can now provide our clients with a full global business solutions consultation. This will allow us to identify areas of improvement for international customer journey, for our improvement to our entire customer journey. This consult provides our clients with a market insights, partner referrals, actionable plan, and can even include implementing right away. With that said, as a summary to what we've covered today, Market Finder and Market Explorer are used to identify potential markets and areas of growth opportunity, category interest, and cost insights by region, and shifts to B2B search behavior have presented new global opportunities for many of our clients. Global Business Solutions can provide an operational consultation that will outline an actionable plan on resolving challenges to our international growth. And Just Global is able to provide resources necessary to support global expansion efforts at every point in the customer journey. With that said, once again, my name is Aaron Davis, and on behalf of Just Global, I would like to say thank you.
Hello again, everyone. I wanted to thank you all for joining us today and taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us. We hope that you found today's content insightful and engaging. Anecdotally, I can say that B2B advertisers who expanded into new markets grew 3 times faster than those who remained domestic in Q1. B2B actually had quite possibly its best quarter ever last quarter, in part fueled by international growth. If you'd like to hear more and partner with Just Global and Google on growing your business internationally, please start talking with your Just Global team as quickly as possible. You'll be hearing from Just Global soon. Expect a follow-up email shortly, and please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. Thank you all so much for your time today. Stay healthy and stay safe, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.